health reasons. Meanwhile, in the plantation, the aristocracy or the planters, whatever, were not adequately providing the proper nutrition for their employees, or the machinery, whatever we want to call it, but the enslaved. And what I want to say is this: I look at things from like Alma was saying, from a different perspective. And so you have a different perspective, because we don't really deal with it from this perspective. And I've always said, there was a problem in Europe of the need for cheap human resource to supply the plantation mercantile system, whatever you want to call it. And to solve that problem, they imported the African population and enslaved them. Now when they did that, they also created a next problem. And that's now the problem of the sustainability of the people that they brought from elsewhere who were independent and doing well for themselves. They put them in an environment that they can't fend for themselves, do for themselves, sustain themselves, which create a more bit of problems. But the bigger problem about that is after the emancipation of the so-called slave, that problem still remains. And it has multiplied into many, or morphosized into many other problems that we today are still experiencing. And it's a serious problem. But the problem that I have, the biggest problem I have, and I must say that I'm going to stop right here, because I was born a Christian, baptized a Christian, and I had to go to confirmation class and learn the books of the Bible and read about the great Moses, the great children of Israel and all that. And their story, they were emancipated by God. We were emancipated by men. But guess what? We still have our problem. In a position to feed them properly, then you committing a crime, and that's murder. That's genocide. But the problem I'm having is we can't go and deal with that situation, even though the facts are there. This is what you're giving us as evidence. The facts are there. Okay? Somebody has to be accountable for what has happened to us as a people. Because our young men in our community are suffering. Whether people want to hear it or not, they are. I work with them, I listen to a lot of their problems and things like that. And so we need to start to do something. So your information that you're doing, I want to thank you for it, because it's evidence that there were things happening, and I want to thank the other researchers. But don't think about it as we hating anybody. But we have to solve some problems. And we need help solving our problems. And I think they're going to take all of us getting to know who we are. We don't hate people, okay? So that we could begin really solving our problems. Because if we don't start to do it, believe you me, and I'll say it loud and clear, we're going to have to do what we have to do for our future.